Good morning, lovely ladies and gentlemen. It is the 21st of November 2020, and this is my follow-up video to the vlog I put out yesterday discussing why musicians, bands, and artists financially struggle in the digital age. Please do head over to the channel and subscribe, or if you're watching this video on the channel and not as an embed, I would appreciate if you subscribed and shared the video. As a preamble to this video, there is going to be a giveaway about this new thing I'm talking about. So I'm giving away $100 in NFTs, which are non-fungible tokens, and we're going to be talking about them today. So yesterday's video was kind of talking about how we struggle now in the digital age. We don't necessarily sell vinyls, we don't sell CDs, we don't sell mini discs, we don't sell cassettes. That old model of kind of like owning a piece of music in terms of a physical, tangible item is kind of not a thing anymore. While there are collectors out there, such as myself, who still collect vinyl, I think we are rare. Most people are using Apple Music, Spotify, Deezer, YouTube Music, etc., etc., etc. So let's start this video first off by talking about what I mean by, a tangible item. And please bear with me in this video because we are talking about the blockchain. We are talking about cryptocurrencies. To some people, this is just a concept that they haven't looked at, they don't know anything about it. I was in that boat. I've dabbled in crypto since around 2017, but it's been more active since the lockdown. Bitcoin's price is going through the roof, and there's lots of initiatives on the Ethereum network which have such thing as a smart contract. So essentially a smart contract as a basic example. This article should go through it. Yeah. So let's say that you wanted to make a bet between two people. You could literally program well, I couldn't do it because I don't know enough about it, but the smart contract you could place $20 into a smart contract and tell the smart contracts to tell the code essentially to go to two sports websites after the game and confirm the score. If team A wins, Bob gets the money. If team B wins, Alice gets the money. There's no need for any kind of intermediary. There's no need for any kind of middleman in that transaction. Another example would be if you're working on a freelance project. Let's say that you built a smart contract between you, a subcontractor, and a client. You'd agreed the price. So let's say that the price was going to be £500 for the project, which the client was going to pay you. You were hiring someone for, say, £100, and the £400 was going to be sitting in your company or whatever else, however you did it. You could program the smart contract to basically, on receipt of the work, if the client is happy and they approve it. So the client puts the money into the smart contract from the offset. We complete the work. The client's happy with the work. The smart contract then basically executes the money. You can tell it to take the fees off for any kind of transactional fees. Send the £100 to your subcontractor. The other 400 sits there. Happy days. Obviously, you still would need some sort of lawyer. If that client then isn't happy with the work you've done, someone's going to need to, be kind of acting in your best interest to prove that you have done the work. So it's not foolproof, but this is kind of what we're looking at in terms of a smart contract, to the point where you could even do it as a house exchange. This is the house, this is how much it's worth. When party A puts this money in and party B puts that money in, the contract's complete, basically. If A doesn't put the money in, the money goes back to B and vice versa. So it's a new concept, right? It's kind of, a lot of people don't trust crypto, a lot of people do trust crypto, but the digital world we're living in is not going away. It's going to become more and more prevalent in our society as we move forward. So when we're talking about an item that holds wealth, here's an example. This was a CD I bought probably in 2010 for about £8 or £10. And at the beginning of the first lockdown in the UK, I was skint. And I asked my mate, look, I've got this box of CDs. I hate eBay. Can you just help me out? He's quite good at eBay. So can you just help me out and try and sell them, try and make some cash? The CD went for £121. £121 from a £10 purchase. Because this item, this tangible physical item, held value. It was original pressing from 1993. I gather that there wasn't many of these kicking about anymore. A collector whether they like the band or not. Some people literally will collect items of value, and this doesn't just go for music. People collect wine. They hold and store wine, or they'll buy a classic car, and they might not even drive the classic car, but it's holding a store of value. Same thing for gold or silver. I doubt people who own gold or silver get it out and sort of look at it. It's just a store of value, right? It's kind of, well, they might get it out and look, whatever, but it's a store of value. And what we're talking about now in the digital age is you don't own anything, right? You rent it. We're paying subscription packages for Pro Tools, Premiere. We don't own the software. We're paying rental fees to Netflix, Amazon Prime, to watch and rent the right to watch a film. Same for music, Apple Music, Spotify, etc. The ownership's gone, and it is devaluing it in the sense that there's no ownership. There's no, if I press 1,000 vinyls, like a case in point with this CD, I have no idea how many they pressed. If they pressed, say, 10,000, well, from 93 to 2020, that price was £121 for one CD. So thanks very much, Rick, for sorting that out for me, mate. I appreciate it very, very much. So when we talk about an NFT, right? Firstly, it's a bit of a strange word, right? This non-fungible token. Essentially, to break down what a non-fungible token is and what a fungible token is, you've got to look at it in terms of, think of it in terms of currency, right? If I lend you £100, if I paid you back in like 250s or a bunch of 20s or a mixture of 20s, 5s, 10s, the amount's the same. It's kind of like it's not unique, right? Whereas if I lent you my car and then you gave me back a different car, I'm gonna be a little bit upset unless you, of course, you give me a Tesla or something in its place. But what I'm saying is it's by saying an NFT, right, a non-fungible token, it's something that is unique, whereas something that's fungible is basically not unique. Your £10 in your pocket is exactly the same as the £10 in my pocket. So that's kind of a breakdown of what that's talking about. It's saying that this thing that's been created in the digital realm is unique. Now, where I kind of struggle with this, if we go back to Rarible, and I'm going to bring this up on the screen, this is the platform I'm currently looking at, and it does seem to be, if I go back to the main marketplace, it does seem to be based around artwork and cards and things like that, right? The great example, if I find this guy, I think he's called BitBoy, and he's got these cards that are quite wacky. So, my days of collecting cards are long gone. But I know people who still collect kind of Pokemon cards, and apparently the price of those Pokemon cards, some of them is like through the roof. Again, it's holding value. It's something that there's a supply and demand. People like the cards, the price goes up. So what this is kind of trying to do is it's pushing that same concept into the digital sphere of existence, basically. So, and if we look at how much these are going for, this right now, this BitBoy Batman, right, is worth 0.21 Ethereum, which is currently, as of today's price, the equivalent of $107. Now, some of these are selling for thousands, and depending on how many have been minted. So in this capacity, this person here, this can we see this? Yeah, this XI bot, he owns 5 or 50 of these tokens. So essentially, there's about $500 or $550 sitting in his account, if you like, that he can either keep as a store of value or he can choose to sell. So that's kind of one example, right? So bear with me if I haven't lost you already. I know this is a little bit, to me, when I first got introduced to this concept, I thought, what on earth are we talking about here? To me, I'd rather actually physically own, a CD or a vinyl, and I do wish we still were in that world, if I'm honest. While I love tech, I highlighted this in the last video. While I love my tech, and I think Apple Music and Spotify is a great way of discovery, I understand as well that I don't own anything. The second my payment fails, or as well, it's getting a little bit dark, but you can't pass on that ownership to somebody. Even when the iTunes store was a thing, I think it's Bruce Willis, and I could be wrong there, but he's got a massive iTunes music collection. you know, which now is free because of Apple Music. And he had this huge debate with Apple that, you know, when he passes on, he wanted to leave that legacy, you know, to his kids or whatever. And in their contracts, you can't do that. The Apple ID expires with your death, unfortunately. Whereas, obviously, if you owned all those CDs, you owned all those vinyls, you owned even if you owned the masters, whatever, you can pass that on as part of your legacy. This is the same sort of thing. As long as someone has got your wallet ID, if I go to BitBoy Collectical, who was the creator of these, this is essentially his passport, if you like, in the crypto world, registered on the blockchain, on the Ethereum network. You know, if he writes this into his will, you know, he doesn't even need a password, guys. There's no password here. It's literally, if you've got your private keys, then you don't need your name and your address. It's like if you lose that private key, or you give that private key to someone, yeah, they can get into your account and take all your stuff. But, you know, that is all you basically have. That is your public address. It's like having a bank account and a sort code. All somebody can do with this address is pay money to the address, or you can send a token. You know, we talk about these things on Rarible as tokens. You know, so this here is a token. These are all token. And we can see this here. If we look at, sorry, I didn't click you on there. If we look at this card, for instance, right, it was been created by this creator, Craftwork, trademark. Okay, let's have a look at this bloke's account for a sec. The next level of online collectibles feature artists, limited quantities, 100% original artwork. So this guy is big on the whole collectibles world. It looks like he's making his own cards. So if we look at this, we can see here that the creator of the item was Craftwork. The owner of this particular one is also Craftwork, and it is a Rarible collection. If I go to created, we should see other people who potentially own these. So here we go. Craftwork is the creator. This fella here, Crypto Dude, he owns one of 12 of these cards. I don't know if he's got it on sale. No, he hasn't. So he's currently got it just sitting in his collection. He's not selling it, right? He's keeping it. But I could place a bid on that and try to buy it. So to jump into some use cases here, if we look at the different types of NFTs that are available, you've got digital art. So someone who's a digital artist can like we've just seen, can very easily sell their collectibles. It's also a case of, this article really defines it very well in terms of for an artist, right? So the blockchain technology offers proof of origin and ownership. So when I talk about origin and ownership, we can see that right here. If I jump back a second, because it's easy to see on the previous page, here's the owner. The origin, the creator, Craftwork. Here's the owner, Crypto Dude, and here's the item. So that is basically a definition of here, is that, you know, it's a proof of origin and a proof of ownership, right? For digital artists, it is currently very difficult to maintain copyright over your work, which is true. In the same way as us as artists or composers or, you know, whatever, if you create a piece of music and you put it on SoundCloud or you put it on YouTube, or even if you put it into Apple Music, Spotify, what stops someone capturing their sound card, playing it out, downloading it off of YouTube, or you know, downloading it off of SoundCloud? Very, very easy to do. The same thing for artists. How many times do you think people have gone to Google or stolen it from their website and then used it, basically? It's very difficult to maintain copyright over work. So through NFTs, someone can buy a creation and proudly showcase it in their virtual space, knowing the full history of information about the asset. For example, the artist details the date of origin, the previous owners, and the asset value through its lifetime. So to kind of show you that, let's say that we've got this Thor card, right? Now I'm choosing this at random. I don't know what the exact ownership of this is. If I go owners, yeah, I need to move this over because you guys can't see it, can you? Okay, so a few people own it. History, transferred. So transfer is just when somebody has basically sent it over to somebody, which is exactly what I'm going to be doing in my giveaway. So none of this have particularly sold yet, right? That's fine. It wasn't minted that long ago. But if we go here, if we go to this view on OpenSea, what this will do is it will bring it up to this website, basically, which shows that this particular card, right, has got 6 owners. There's 12 of them in circulation. We don't have any price history yet or listings because the card is not on sale. Let's try and find something that's been around for a little longer, right? So if we jump back I'm pretty sure when I was case studying this guy, this BitBoy coin, right? Let's have a look at this history a sec. Put on sale. Okay, let's just have a look at this one on OpenSea and see what the situation with this one is. Just load it up. 2 owners, 50 in total. So again, a new card. Nothing's really happened with it. I'm trying to find one. This is where you should do your research, really, guys, isn't it? You should probably try and find something that's like been selling. Okay, let's try this one. Go to history. Put on sale. Okay, loads of them are on sale. None of them are sold yet. Let's try this one, history. Right, so this has had someone who's bought some stuff, right? So let's go back onto OpenSea. Right, so all-time average price is 0.5 ETH. And 0.5 ETH is almost quite... So 0.99 ETH is currently $508. So you're looking at about $250, right? You can see all the different listings. You can see the properties of the card, the rarity of it, all these different information that people put in. So this is like the equivalent of someone's collection. Right, so if I go to my items on the Aurora Eclipse Productions page, right, so these two things are what I currently own. So this is like my store of stuff. 5 owners, I own 91 of Queen Kong, I've got 100 in total, I haven't sold any yet. So the reason I'm showing you that is because it goes to it talks about this in terms of the people proudly showcasing in their virtual space, knowing the history of information about the asset, the artist details, etc., etc. So let's talk about this in terms of music, right? So if I go back to my page here, Michael W. Bell, right? So I have minted, if you like, 500 of these, right? And they're currently on sale for 0.01 Ethereum, which is the price is $5.13 right now. It's gone up in the last few days. In terms of owners, so Charm, Offensive, Hrothgar, Ulfgar, these people currently own these. Ulfgar owns 10, Hrothgar owns 5, and this one's not for sale as well. So the history of it, okay, so here we go. Hrothgar's put 4 on sale, some are on sale here, and these guys have decided to keep it. So this is the history of what's happened to this album, this audio NFT, right? So over time, and again, we've got to think about this in terms of the old world. You've got to think of it in terms of like, I've printed 500 CDs, right? But what this is doing is it's allowing this marketplace to decipher the cost. So if suddenly I choose to put that price up, that 0.01 ETH up, and everybody else chooses to put the 0.01 ETH up, or if you go to the items, if I go back to the main store here, if I go created, here you can see, because like I said, you can track the ownership and the creation, the origin of the product. Here's the Hrothgar account, right? So creator, Aurora Eclipse Productions Limited, owner Hrothgar, he's selling it for 0.01 ETH. Now, if this fella here, this Ulfgar owner, right, if this person decided to sell this for 0.02 ETH, and you wanted to buy this, you're going to buy it off this bloke who's got it. So it's like the marketplace it's the same way. If you went to eBay to buy a vinyl, you're going to search for a better price, right? You're going to search for conditioning isn't a thing because they can't diminish the condition. So it's just all about the actual asset of these original tokens, right? So when we talk about this NFT that I've created with my music, if you look at the description that has been written for this, what you get. So it's an audio NFT. There's the album. It's by me. Description of what you get. Now, when you buy this NFT or it's transferred to you, you can unlock some content. And that content is the album in terms of the MP3, a high quality version of the artwork without the AEPL branding on it. And I've given a 10% off discount code at the AEPL web store for life, basically. That code's never going to expire. You've then got some details about it. It's the artist fragments. I've put like an email address, so if something ever goes wrong in terms of the download, they can contact the company and they can get their download. So hang about. I can hear people questioning me already. What happens if, this gets transferred 500 times? The music, that person can keep the music. So if I've transferred you, in this giveaway I'm doing, if I transfer you 2, you put 2 on sale, you take the £10 and run, the $10, sorry. You could keep the music, but like I've said, how's that any different to someone buying a CD, ripping the music to their iTunes library and then selling the CD, or someone copying a cassette, or someone, I mean, I remember Love Film years ago. People were getting Love Film delivered to their house on DVD, ripping the DVD and then sending it back to Love Film. Piracy has been a real issue for a long, long time. So I'm not that bothered about that, because what I'm kind of selling is someone wanting to hold the value of this item as a digital asset. You know, so if you imagine this store, once I've populated it, having all the Aurora Eclipse Productions releases on there. So if I go over to my website, over here, right? If you imagine all these releases that are, to me, if I come to this website, and I know the artists do as well, I have people who phone me and say, "Oh, it looks so great," you know, all the different artwork we've got and everything. I agree. I'm not biased at all. But like, if someone was holding all these different artworks, and some of these artworks are pretty incredible, in my opinion. You know, my art designer, Richard Jacksley, has done some really great work for all the guys, you know, on these releases. So, to me, that is no different to someone wanting to hold. And again, this OpenSea account, this is how you're tracking the value of all your stuff. And then Rareable, this is again, you know, you can literally see who owns your stuff, who's got it on sale, how much it's gone for. Another thing you get, which I haven't discussed, is every time someone chooses to sell or one of these tokens, 10% comes back to you. So over here, if I drag this over, right, 10% of sales will be paid back to the original creator. Which means if you're an artist and you've sold 500 of your bits of art, you've got the money from the sales, but then there's a store of value in this digital realm. Every time someone sells one, you get 10%. So someone sells one for £500, you know, you're getting 10% on that £500. So to me, it's kind of like, you know, I'll take that. Great, 50 quid. Great success. Thank you very much. So like I say, it's a new concept. It's a new way of thinking. You know, I don't know if it's going to take off. I know there's like 100 million, over 100 million, I think, in this platform. It seems very active. People seem to be collecting these in terms of art, but like I say, I don't know, you know, the amount of use cases here where we've got, you know, virtual real estate. So there's video games, like Decentraland is a video game, where I believe you can, again, it's not really my type of thing, but I believe you can kind of like design and create hotels or whatever, you know, towns, farms, and sell them. You know, we're looking at gaming assets. So a gaming company could do this because they can attach, because they can literally attach their code, if you like, or their game. It means that whenever someone sells the game, they've had enough of it, they're getting that 10% or 20% or 8%, 30%, whatever they want to put as their return in terms of their royalty for the mint being sold, they can get that back. So someone could buy a game, play it for a period of time, and then transfer the token. Whether they want to engineer a system that the game moves with them, so that the user then you know, doesn't have access to the original files, I don't know. That's entirely up to them and how they want to work. I mean, this one, tokenized luxury goods, wine. You know, again, talking about the sort of the difference between your NFT and your non-NFT. You know, if I lent you a £2 bottle of wine, and then you gave me £2 worth of Hardy's cheap wine back, I wouldn't be very happy. I want my original bit of wine back. So is this a way that people in the future could almost like give authenticity to an actual physical item? That's something I haven't discovered, but I thought this was a cool thing, you know, and I can see it I could see it taking off. I really could see it becoming a thing. You know, every time I'm clicking refresh here, that's new things that have been added to the store. People are adding these cards all the time. Like I say, I'm not interested necessarily in the art side of things. I'm interested in art in terms of music and art covers, but you know, there's no way I'm going to buy that personally myself. It's just not. It's not for me. But I could see me buying people's music if I know it's going to support artists. If I know that it's going to be a store of value against a store, you're storing value. Just in a cryptocurrency, then that's something that I'm interested in doing. So with regards to the giveaway, I use the Brave browser, and the Brave browser comes with the ability to connect a cryptocurrency wallet to the browser. I use one called MetaMask, and while I'm not trying to train you in how to use cryptocurrencies, I will link some videos that have helped me. But basically, all you'd need to do if you wanted to set this up is add the MetaMask extension to your browser. I believe it's on Chrome. I believe it's on here it is. It looks like a little fox there. I believe it's on Chrome. I believe it's on Safari. It's definitely built into Brave. So you can literally go to the MetaMask website, you can download it, and it will, go install MetaMask for Chrome. So it's on Chrome, Firefox, Brave, and Edge. So it's not on Safari by the looks of it. But if you're using these browsers, you can use it. It just lives at the top right-hand side of your screen there. You can log in, and then once you've done that, you literally will just jump over to the Rarible website, which is app.rarible.com. And you connect your wallet. So you'll go up to your top there and you move into your different wallets, right? And then you've got access to it. So all you need to do, if you'd like to get involved in this NFT giveaway, because I want to try and see basically if this has got any weight and if there's people who've got any interest in it, head over to my website, michaelwbell.co.uk/contact. All you got to do is literally just say, I've just signed up, Mike, and you just got to give me what your address. So this here. You just copy your address for what your unique Rarible ID is, which is also your public wallet address, and just pop it in there and say, you know, this is my wallet, and I'll send you over the 2 copies of my album Fragments. I would do it for Iceni and for Skyquaker, but I haven't worked out the royalties yet, and you know, I don't want to start giving away their stuff just yet until I can figure out a fair royalty distribution based on this new premise. So let me know what you think, guys. You know, I hope it's not been too rambly and too mental. It is a difficult one. Like I say, when my friend first told me about this, I thought, I don't know what you're talking about, mate. This sounds like crazy talk. But when I really thought about it, and I thought about, you know, that CD, that example, £121, you know, and then we look at how the world has changed and how things are moving away from physical ownership into, you know, digital spheres and rentals. I don't see how this is something that can fail, and it could be a way that us artists, you know, musicians, all sorts, digital artists, developers, create a value, create a store of wealth within an asset. It just happens to be a digital asset, which for, you know, old gits like me is a weird concept. But yeah, let me know, guys. Please, you know, subscribe to the video. Let me know what you think of this concept. If you think I'm talking absolute rubbish, please do tell me, because I don't want to spend hours building this platform if no one's going to, you know, if it's pointless. Do send me over your address, because I'd like to send you over a couple of my albums, and you can check out the platform yourself. You can trade them, and even if you just sell them, you know, you at least get the music. You can have a little listen to that if you like it. Let me know. You know, if you're enjoying the content, please do feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I have set up a donate page on my website if you wanted to make a financial contribution to my work or get involved in Patreon, etc, etc, etc. All right, gang, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. I hope you have a great day, and stay safe, stay positive, keep well, and we'll see you soon. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.